I often have patients telling me in the office, I'm the only one hurting. Everybody else in the lobby seems okay. Now, if every patient is saying the same thing, who is hurting and who is not hurting? Struggles, suffering, pain are of two kinds. The first one is the invisible one, and the second one is the visible one. We often see the visible suffering. It is seen in hospitals, and it is seen in courtrooms. It is seen in prisons. But invisible suffering is everywhere. Invisible suffering is in the backyards, in the playgrounds. It is in the schools, in living rooms, in the malls. Because most of us are struggling because of our brain's negativity bias. I have not yet met anyone who doesn't have a lot of attention black holes. An average person, 60% of us feel discriminated. 80% of us have excessive amount of stress. This realization, which we used actually in kind attention, everybody's special and struggling, brings out compassion. Compassion is not just though feeling sorry for someone or feeling their pain. Compassion is validating their concern or pain and also intending to heal that pain and doing something about it. So that is what is a complete compassionate response. My feeling is that your life will be easier, my life will be easier if you just assume that everybody has invisible suffering and invisible struggle. You don't see it because people are not wearing their hearts on their faces, or we contain our emotions, but everybody is struggling. This awareness has made me kinder, more engaged, more in control of myself, and has helped me respond much better to difficult situations. One of the most critical times to bring your compassionate response is when you're challenged, when you get upset. So let's say you go home and you're seeing this Olympic sport playing out. There are two ways of looking at it. So if somebody is upset, because this sport plays out not just at homes, but in boardrooms and coffee shops and living rooms and all of that. So if somebody is upset, there's two ways you can look at that person. One, they are trying to get me, and second, they are hurt. The first one used to be my default option. If somebody was upset, someone didn't respond to my emails, didn't answer my text, I will say, oh, I don't matter to them anymore. Or if somebody's clinically upset, I would say they're out to get me, and it's all about me, really. What I have realized is that if somebody's upset, more often than not, they're actually dealing with their own struggles. They're dealing with their own demons. And I have never, ever so far regretted assuming that an expression other than love is a call for help. And when I do that, and when I help validate the other person from within my mind's perspective and think about them as a good person going through a difficult situation, then I'm able to bring out a much more mature response, which builds our trust. One of the metaphors sometimes I use is that of a tornado. How do you face a tornado? Do you go walk into the tornado or fight? Or do you wait and let it pass? And the answer is let it pass. So if your teenager is upset, immediately reacting is going to make it worse. So wait. Understand that this is that amygdala, the limbic loop firing. This will die down and this will become quiet, and you will have much better relationship and will be able to help them handle their emotions in the future much better if you maintain internal compassion. Now, truly believe that they are authentically hurting. Because you can't fake a compassionate response over a period of time. It'll stress you out if you try to do that. So remember, an expression other than love is a call for help. People who are upset are 9 out of 10 times they are hurt. They need your help, not your reaction. One of the ways to find compassion is to find commonality for the other person. And I've done this practice multiple times in our workshops. We have 2, 4, or 6, or 8 people, and they sit together and they make a list of all that is common between them, not just that we all have teeth and hair, but going a little deeper, their hobbies and preferences. And by the end of 10 or 15 minutes, they really become gelled together. There's a lot of giggles, and it's so difficult to separate their newly found BFF, from each other. And they become compassionate. That is the key to compassion, to find commonality, so you can relate with the other person, and that's what research shows. So let's do a little practice here. I will share with you 10 details about my life and see how much commonality is between me and you. And I'm hoping by the end of it, we will become a little bit more compassionate towards each other. So I love kids, have 2 daughters, and we adore them and spoil them to some extent. Love pets. Love dogs and cats, and love hamsters and parrots. We had a dog, but lost the dog a couple of years ago. Like to travel, like to go to new places, rural areas, big cities, across the coast, etc. Talking about travel, been to Canada. I think I'm hoping you have also been to Canada. And that is common between us. I am somewhat of a foodie. I love trying different types of cuisines and spices and different flavors and all of that. And my wife is actually also a wonderful cook, and she cooks a variety of different foods. I've had one wisdom tooth out. I don't know if you've had a wisdom tooth out, but if you have, or if you've had significant dental work, that is, we share that pain with each other. I am not good at flossing. There's some research that shows flossing may be overrated, but either I'm lazy or I'm not as technically gifted, so not very good at flossing. I don't know about you. I've got too many passwords. The last count, I had more than 100 passwords. I would like to have fewer, but every week or two, I sort of keep adding 1 or 2 passwords. And of course, you forget them, and you forget right when you have to remember them. I would love to get more sleep. I would love to get that, doctor prescribed 7 to 8 hours of sleep, deep sleep, when you wake up rested and you've got all the energy. But that doesn't happen on most days with kids and work and all of that. And I'm behind on emails. Like most people, one of my colleagues was recently saying he gets 200 emails a day. There's no way you can catch up on your emails. And of late, most of my emails start with, I apologize for getting back late to you. There's too many apologies going around. So make a list of how many things are common between the two of us. Maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 8, maybe all 10. And by the end of it, we will become kinder to each other because we can relate with each other. We can find common humanity. That is the key to compassion. And when you find that compassion, you find better connection. Your relationship improves. You can work together better. You can engage better. And you can pursue a common purpose.